Kids. This is the Cool Kids podcast hosted by me, Kiev. This is the podcast where we talk to everyone about everything. The wonderful music you're hearing right now is by the wonderful Yotam Perel. Please check him out on any music platform and also check him out on his YouTube channel. And without further ado, episode 3 is gonna be a good one. Trust me, it's a great listen. You're gonna love it. I'm just gonna start off every podcast with a clap. Hello. Everyone.
What's up?
What's poppin'? What's fucking going?
What's
Anyways, welcome to the Cool Kids podcast. You know me already. I'm Kev Subchair. Today, I have a great old guest. I have a good old guest. Wonderful dude by the name of Randy Mandy Leon. Or Randall is my handle on Instagram.
It is.
It really is. It really do be. But I've known Randy for literally about 4-5 months at this point, and I love him to death. I like this dude gives the best hugs. He picks me up by my ass every single time he sees me, and he hugs me
like
so
baby.
fucking tight, literally like a baby. And this man is beautiful, soft as skin, beautiful facial hair, fucking just a great looker. And I want to have him on this podcast because, you know, you're a dope dude.
Thank you.
Do you have any words for yourself? You know, what you do?
I don't know. I'm like a nomad. I don't stick in one thing for way too long. I'm in one place or another. Like, I'll bounce around from one different subgenre of art to another. Like, I used to just do drawings and sketches as a kid, but then it became like painting and like, and then like I picked up like photography, and so like that's been my main thing, and I wanna take that into like cinema, and even do like short films and videos.
That's dope. You're just a wandering man.
Yeah, I just kind of like trying everything.
That's dope.
And I know I want to try more things because Cam's getting me into like crafts.
Cam is his girlfriend, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah. Look at you, blushing. Dude, stop. I'm a girlfriend. I'm going to take a book from the good old podcast I also listen to, Cold Ones, and crack open a brew. Let's fucking... We got Sapporo going on. You know, you can hear that beautiful crack. Woo! Look at you go. Are you gonna chug it? The fuck?
Should I?
No, fuck no. This is a sip type podcast. Cheers to everyone at home. Hope you're drinking something as well.
To enjoy.
Yeah. Loud sips. Anyways.
For the ASMR version.
I'm just gonna crank up the volume for that sip. It's gonna sound so crispy.
Crunchy.
Like taking a bite out of like 5 Dorito chips at once. That fucking... This is fucking mad crunch. Anyways, so, Randy.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. That's you. Fucking... We both want to talk about something today. Something that we both feel very dearly about. You know, we love and admire. I'm sure a lot of people also here.
To death. I love this shit.
It's the best shit, you know? Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Anime, yeah! Fucking anime. That's why we got the Sapporo beer. It's got to support our Japanese brothers.
It's the influence.
But anime, so fucking good. Isn't it? I'm not even afraid to say it anymore. Remember when saying anime was just like a look down upon
I
thing?
remember when dudes were like, the fuck are you talking about? What is this? Is that hentai? Like, every time I bring up anime in school, like everyone's question was, isn't that just hentai? Like, what?
Like, what is this slander? What is this fucking... Like, why are you judge... You guys are fucking watching Pretty Little Liars, fucking Gossip Girl, and not, you know, no knocking on those shows, they're fine, but don't go fucking knocking on ours because we like it a lot. That shit's got...
Squeeze me.
That shit's good. But, you know, anime is just something... Here's a good place to start. How did you get first introduced to anime?
See, I feel like I was born at the perfect time because I moved I was originally born in Costa Rica, and then I moved to Canada when I was 2 years old. So instantly then I got access to like all like the Cartoon Network shows. So it was always like the Saturday, Sunday morning, like Dragon Ball, Toonami airings that I was always so hyped for as a kid.
So good. So fucking good.
And like I just remember like flashbacks of like watching like Dragon Ball and like Inuyasha and like even like Cowboy Bebop as a kid. That's why I love it now, because it's just been there for me forever. I've loved it forever. It's just one of those animes. It's like the dub is gold standard.
Ooh,
the dub is gold standard.
Toonami's always got that shit like on lock. When they fucking do their dubs, they always choose the best shows that have the best dubs. Specifically, fucking Cowboy Bebop, dub is unmatched. Like, absolutely unmatched.
Cowboy Bebop and Spike Spiegel is the suavest character.
If I had to choose a man
to be with,
for my entire life, oh god, that motherfucker can get it.
I would like Spike Spiegel.
Whew, so good.
I'd be his stay-at-home husband. I'd clean.
You'd cook his fucking vegetables and beef.
The floor on my knees with a toothbrush for Spike Spiegel.
It's good shit. Anime for me, I was introduced to as like in a young age, right? Mainly because of my mom, right? So I love my mom. Shouts out to my mom. She's not listening to this, but shouts out to her.
Shout out to the moms.
Yeah. But she was so fucking dope because she spent her whole childhood in Japan, right? Like a lot of her childhood. She would always travel there because her mom would always travel there and bring her along. So she got into Japanese culture really fucking well. And that included shit tons of anime. So she was watching shits like Sailor Moon, big Sailor Moon fan. She loved Initial D, which is single-handedly one of the stupidest fucking animes I ever watched. The most 90s shit. It's literally drifting cars down a fucking hill.
Nissan shitboxes.
Yeah, they're shitboxes, but that's what makes them good.
They're like, hot as shit, though. The turns.
So good. Fucking, like, they got their Miatas, you know, the sports cars, and then they get absolutely fucking ass-blasted by this fucking little stupid Subaru. It's just making perfect turns. But great anime. She introduced me to that one. And like she always would turn on the TV like in the Philippines and always like put on just like these Japanese cartoons. Like, I don't understand what this is, cuz I'm a little boy in the Philippines, you know?
Right,
I only understand Tagalog and English. That's literally it. But she would put them on and like I fucking loved it, right? And ever since then I started getting into like Dragon Ball Z. I started getting into Cowboy Bebop. Was the number one. That's the number one that like really crafted my anime loving, because it was always said like the top 100 times top 100 best TV shows of history, and they're not fucking lying, because that shit is just, it's beautiful. For those that don't know, Cowboy Bebop is just a show about a couple of space bounty hunters trying to get by and their little wacky antics. It gets depressing in like the very last parts of it, but
it does space cowboys so well.
It's so good. It's a space western. You think like it wouldn't be hard to mess up a concept like that, but god damn.
But that's the thing I love about anime, though. There's never that uncanny valley that can be reached, because it's all imagination.
Yeah.
And when you put it in that kind of 2D form, like, people can accept wackier things more, and like that expands horizons for storytelling.
It's so good.
Like, there have been animes that like personally like changed my life, or like quotes I remember for like just off the top of my head, like Soul Eater. I want to get a Soul Eater tattoo. Have I told you the concept? Yeah. I want to get the quote, a sound soul dwells with a sound mind and a sound body, because I feel like most of my strife in life has been finding peace and trying to find the most introspective way to do it. Mm-hmm. Because philosophy and like psychology has always just it's been my recent niche. It scratches my itch.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of like an incentive into finding what I am and who I am. Because now I really, really feel like this is my body is not the same as who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's like people always want to find an answer, right? So philosophy is like the perfect thing to really get into, right? Especially if you think about it a lot. Like I used to think about it a lot, and even my high school philosophy class offered so many different perspectives and introspections that just made me feel like, oh my God. So I'm not only just Kiev on a physical point, I'm Kev on a mental point. I'm Kev in the soul, right? I'm a crafted human being out of my environments and everything, right? And like the littlest things it makes sense to see like the little things affect you, like anime, right? Or a TV show and media in general. It's just like when those things really feel like you feel a connection to. A lot of people like to think that like, oh, like that's so stupid. It's just a TV show.
It's just a kid show.
Yeah, it's just a video game. It's just all that. But like shit can really connect with you, right? In so many different ways. Cowboy Bebop, right? That quote, whatever happens, like happens, that shit sticks with me. Like till the day I die, I will always think that whenever shit goes down, whenever shit goes awry, I'm just like, whatever happens, it happens. I can't change it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to change it, but it can't be changed. I just gotta like live with it.
There's a similar quote I live by. I can't remember for the life of me where I heard it. Like it might have been like some stupid Instagram repost page. Like the new ones where they make it aesthetically pleasing by putting it like on a billboard or something. Or like on the back of a truck where it's not supposed to be.
It's the new age of just trying to shove inspirational quotes in you, just like a dope ass billboard.
Everything, God, even like spirituality is commercialized, but the quote I live by is, since nothing I do matters, the only thing that matters is what I do.
Damn, I've never heard that one.
Because, and ever since I've heard that, I was like, yeah, that's kind of truth.
Yeah.
I have no control of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I only have control of what I do.
Yeah, that's why, like, something related to that is just, like, this other quote that I think of where it's just, like, nothing matters, right? But you can choose to make things matter, like, to you. And right?
It's that nothingness that kind of makes it special because nothing matters, you can choose how you want to perceive things. You can kind of work through your emotions better if you see it through a different type of light, because that's how I used art. That's how like I also like write, and like I also like write like sometimes I just write like a poem or something to like talk about like things I'm angry at in the world, because I get angry at the world for stupid shit, and like, come on, we're supposed to be smarter than this.
Yeah, there lots of stupid shit happens in the world. It's like it's the world the universe testing you, right? Whenever shit just like really bugs you. Like today when I was at work, I feel like I complain about this on every podcast, but when I'm at work, it's just like there's so many pricks in the world.
About work, man. Talk to me about work. I got stories. Let's go.
It's so annoying because people just they don't have any like respect for anyone, like except themselves. They have such a large self-respect for themselves that they don't give a fuck about the person making their coffee, or they don't give a fuck about the person packing their groceries, right? They just think, you're expendable, fuck you. Like, dude, that just sucks, man. Like, I want to be, like, appreciated. I want to be fucking validated in the things that I do. I also just want to be respected as a whole, right? You don't have to validate me. You just, like, have a respect for me. Because I have a respect for people. I can understand when people are angry, right? Because I'm angry. I'm a fucking ball of anger, like bottled up anger. But like, just fucking, just respect me a little. Because I respect your anger, you should respect mine. Like if I feel upset at you, like,
The thing I see about work is that at the end of the day, like we're all people. Like like when you see like the big shop managers, and it's like I hate the fact that a lot of those people see the people who make less money than them, who are lower employees, as like, I don't know, they don't see them as people.
Yeah. They see you as expendable.
They just see you as workers.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks, you know, because, like, when you want to work at something, when you want to earn money for something, a lot of people, like, will have the mindset at first, like, oh, I'm just doing this for money, I'm going to do all this stuff, right? But once you actually get into the work and, like, the responsibilities you have this, like, subconscious feeling that you want to feel like you're doing it, like, good. You want to feel like you're doing it for a purpose,
you
right?
want to have that sense of pride in hard work.
So, like, when these big shot managers come into the store and they're just like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Oh, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Right? I've had, like, Starbucks higher-ups look, like, at me and think, like, why isn't he, you know, cleaning right now? Right? And I'm just like, I'm making someone's fucking latte. Right? It's like, he's not keeping up the store. Like, what's wrong with that? Even my manager sees through that bullshit. She'll look at the people and it's just like, oh, he's making a drink right now. Like, he can't really do much else. Like, literally, cut the guy some fucking slack. I just want some slack. I want some cut up slack. I want that served on a fucking plate.
On a silver platter.
Silver platter. Beautiful.
Knife and fork.
Yeah. Like, shit, man. Like, I'm sorry I can't do everything at once, right? But, like, at the same time, I literally can't do everything at once. At least respect me for the shit that I'm getting done, right? Whether it be laying out the pastries or washing the dishes, you know, like, I want that shit to be, like, appreciated. But a lot of these managers, they don't give a shit. They really don't.
The thing I hate the most about that is being talked down to. Because it's kind of like, I'm 19. I didn't exist yet. You had an early shot. You had so much more time before me. I'm sorry. I'm only existing now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not as experienced as you.
The rise of the internet has really, like, took up a lot of people's times, right? So these older people, I don't want to say boomers, even though they kind of are boomers. Like, they're just like, they always say, like, nobody's doing anything, nobody's doing nothing. It's like, things have evolved, man. Everyone's got their own shit, right? Even the older people now, they won't even acknowledge the shit that they probably use social media all the time. They probably use the internet. It's not like they're reading a fucking book or fucking reading the newspaper and shit like that. No, they're on their fucking phone. Don't act like, you know, people aren't allowed to go on their fucking phones whenever they have, like, a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be filled up with, like, what you had to do in fucking 1950s, where you constantly had to flip the burgers and fucking shine the tables and shine the shoes and fucking, you know, disrespect minorities. You know, it's just like, you don't have to do all that shit now. You know, everyone's a simple being right now. Maybe that's why they're so cranky. It's like, they're not even talking down to the minorities. What's going on with them? Fucking idiots.
I saw that shit all the time, man. Like, being, I don't know, kind of being a person of color that I do white pass just because, like, off the regular, if you just see me for the first time, you wouldn't think I'm Spanish. Yeah. You'd think I'd be some like, well, what do you think? What do you think?
I honestly thought, like, you weren't white. At most, I thought you were mixed with, like, some sort of Asian.
And yeah, like, that's pretty common, actually. I get that a couple times.
I think it's mainly because, like, of the eye shape.
It's the eyes. Yeah. It's the monolids.
Listen, not gonna lie, guys. But Asians do particularly have the, like, smaller, like, more shaped eye shape, right? Compared to, like, other races, you know, like white Europeans, they got the fucking wide eyes, you know? A lot of people, like, pass me off as Mexican, and they also pass me off as Vietnamese most of the time. I've gone Filipino before. A lot of Filipinos see that I am Filipino. They'll never assume anything. But it's always, like, white motherfuckers. They're just like, oh, what part of Vietnam are you? I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, let me pull out my fucking map right now. Like, man.
Like, let me show you the jungles real quick.
This is the village I grew up in. Like, fuck. Like, I'm Filipino, man. Like, I don't think it's that hard to really see.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think me of, like, anything else?
I saw you as Filipino.
See.
I grew up... I moved around a lot as a kid. Like, especially within Mississauga and, like, into Toronto. So, like, I grew up around, like, a lot of different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember my shit was eating, like, my neighbor's naan bread. They made the fucking best naan bread, bro.
Damn.
It was the hypest shit. I go over, like, on my scooter, we play tag or some shit, do some dumb stuff. Being a kid was so simple.
Yeah, like, it's that community. Like, that's exactly how it felt in the Philippines. Like, our family was part of this, like, gated community that was also right next to a more, like, slumish market-type village, right? But we never saw ourselves as higher than them, right? We always go to them to get our groceries, to get our fucking street food, to, like, just hang out with. Because we had a bunch of buddies down there in the little village, you know? We invite them over, they invite us over. It's dope, you know? We share food, they share food. It's that type of community building.
Remember just like really your friends' parents inviting you over for dinner and you're like, oh, what? Are you serious? Yes, let's do it.
It's so dumb. When you're a kid and you just hear like, oh, we're going over to like Miguel's house, like, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then the best words was, oh, we're sleeping over tonight. I'm like, dude, yeah, dude. And I got the dope ass food for dinner. I got the dope ass food for breakfast. I got the dope ass food for lunch. And then I left and it was so good.
But they always had to make you ask though. Oh. Because it's like if I asked, my mom might say no.
Oh, fuck, dude. I always had to go up and ask, like, can they have some food? And they'd be like, oh, and they pinch my fucking cheeks. It's like, of course you can get some food, Gabby. Oh. And then I'm just like, fuck yeah.
That was the best. Like, I remember, my neighbors back in Mississauga, they were the best. I just miss having, like, that community.
Mm.
And I guess that's kind of why I love it here now.
Yeah.
Just, like, I don't know, you guys, like, have, like, a communal family here, and it's great. You guys get along well.
Yeah.
And everyone just kind of vibes. Like, it doesn't matter that it's fucking quarantine.
Because we all live with each other.
I could just go downstairs and, like, run into Liam or Sahil and just, like, shoot the shit with them. And, like, oh, I got my fill of social interaction today. I'm blessed. I'm satisfied.
It's really good. It's really good shit living with a bunch of people. A lot of people, when I tell them that I'm just like, oh, yeah, I live with 9 fucking people, they're always like, oh my god, how the fuck can you handle that? You wanna know why I can handle that? It's because they're fucking dope people. I wouldn't be living with shitheads, you know, like
especially 9. I cannot.
9 shitheads. I'm moving out like immediately, but like
I'd max out at 3.
The roommates that we have like in this house, they're absolutely wonderful. Everyone's got their own like stories. Everyone's got their own communities, and when you kind of just like get to sit down at a dinner table and just really talk about like the stories of your past or just the little shit that happened in your day, it's such a fucking like releasing feeling. I get to literally unpack my bag and just sit down and enjoy like the company. And I think it's I think that's part of the reason why I actually wanted to start this podcast, like getting that feeling to unwind, right? And trying to like spread it around to as many people as I could. Because a lot of people, like, they really just want to unwind. They want time to relax. You know, they want time to talk. They want time to vent. They want all this time to just release what they got. They don't have to release everything, but, you know, when they get just the chance enough. To. Yeah, just enough to really get you to drink some brews and some hot chocolate, you know? That's good.
It's nice because you guys have a real, like, non-biased environment here. It's nurturing.
Yeah.
It's nurturing, like, from, I guess not from the first day, because you guys interrogated me. My first time.
Listen.
But every friend does that.
Exactly.
I'm sure you've gone through enough of, like, your girlfriend's friends being like, if you hurt her, I'm gonna hurt you.
Of course.
And then every time you kind of gotta say something new, but it's kind of the same thing because it's just like I'm not.
My interrogation list has practically become a criminal record at this point. Like it's just like when you're introducing yourself to some new people, of course it's got to be like that. You know, you have to really like. You really want to get to know the person that's about to, like, you know, spend a lot more time. Right. Whether it be a long time or a short time, you just really want to know, like, who are you so I can remember you, right? But now I'm happy because, you know, interrogation worked out well. You're a dope-ass motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And you and Cam? Oh, beautiful couple. Beautiful couple.
I'm so hyped for the condo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're moving to this fucking whole setup might change for the podcast because we're moving into a dope ass condo.
Deck out your setup.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Like, that's actually another thing that I can talk about for a second. When I went to go see this fucking new place, right? The guy was just like, "Oh yeah, so the building is entirely like newly constructed. You know, we're just filling out the rooms now. It's all brand new, right?" And I'm not one to really like, you know, like thirst over that type of stuff. Just thinking like, oh, you know, like I want the new phone, I want the new everything. I can settle for used. I've been getting hand-me-downs out of my like three other fucking siblings.
My entire life.
Exactly.
My entire
life. Youngest gang. Let's go. But like fucking, I'm not one to really like put importance on that new shit, right? But I gotta say, fucking walking around this condo, seeing the amenities, dudes, we got fucking saunas, we got fucking pools, we got gyms, home theater, kitchen, group kitchen, and like the bedrooms and the view, and it's all freshly painted, and the counters literally look like they were just placed right then and there. And just sheened on with some fucking oil. It looks so shiny. It looks so good. And like for the first time, I felt like this feeling of like, so this is what it's like to get something new. This is what it's like to not get something used. Like my iPhone, I got that shit off eBay. It was used. It is clearly broken. I still use it, right? But like fuck, like I'm so used to used shit. You know?
My daily driver, quote unquote,
my daily driver,
quote unquote, MKBHD, Austin Evans, my daily driver, is the shitty iPhone 7s that's refurbished from China. So, but this is the thing. Every time it takes a picture, it clicks.
It clicks?
Because they have privacy laws there. So you can't take anonymous pictures of people. And because it's refurbished from parts with China...
So it makes that little shutter sound.
Every time. No matter what. Every time.
Can't turn it off.
Snapchat, Instagram, like... camera, Skype, fucking Kick, MSN, anything, bro.
MySpace, fucking Omegle.
Choose your profile image, take picture. Now, you gotta be confident as fuck to do that.
God damn, dude. Fuck, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, and I've had this for a couple years now, and like my phones is just the way it's been. It's just like my middle brother, he got the best phone. My oldest brother, he kind of got new phones. He bought his own stuff, and then I just kind of got like whatever was from a couple years back that was really cheap, but just did the job.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all it did. They could contact me, and that's all I really needed. And so I just gotten so used to not needing much. Like,
yeah,
I remember Cam asked me if I had any downloaded music because for a while my phone shut off. Yeah, I didn't have any money paying the bill. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I didn't have data or anything to stream music. And she was like, "Do you have music download?" I'm like, "I don't have space on my phone." It's fucking tiny. I can't.
It's so my fucking phone space is so tiny. Like
the iOS takes up 9 gigabytes more.
It's so fucked. That's the one thing I hate about iPhone. I used to have an Android before this, right? And that was like the first new phone. That was my first phone ever. It was like this Chinese phone called an Axon 7, right? And like that shit, I could expand the storage. I could go from 64 gigabytes. I had a dual SIM card tray. So I could bump that shit up to 128, right? And really, that's when I didn't even use Spotify. I just downloaded all my shit off my computer, transferred it onto my phone, and that was my shit, right? Pure iPod style, right? And like having this phone, like I love it, but at the same time, dude, I will take 10 fucking photos and automatically it'll say, oh, you filled up your storage. Sorry, it's all gone. It'll disappear.
I've gotten so used to constantly doing storage management. Just all the time.
Fuck, man.
And like downloading and re-downloading things when I don't need them.
I'm still not used to it. I'm still trying to get like my storage down low. And like I was like, thank God for Google Photos because I get to upload all my photos onto Google Photos, not have to worry about the space. And that shit, I'm gonna have to pay for it next year. Cause Google's just like, oh, remember when we said free unlimited storage? Well, fuck you. Too bad.
No,
you're gonna have to pay like fucking...
You're joking.
They're removing that? They're removing it. So no more free unlimited storage on Google Photos. You're gonna have to pay for that shit monthly, iCloud style. Like, I just wanted fucking free storage, man. At least one company's gotta do it.
I have a love-hate relationship with all those like storage websites like Dropbox and Google Photos because no matter what, it crunches the photo.
It compresses it
so fucking hard. And as a photographer and as a person who like raves over having a decent quality image that's
you gotta
not
get
crunchy,
that raw file,
right?
And when you see a single fucking pixel, you just want to fucking...
I edit in RAWs, and I wish I could export in RAWs, but no, everything has to be JPEG, which makes sense. Fucking compression.
We're not there yet.
And it's just like... Thank God I'm just now having enough, like, hard drive storage to just to have hard copies.
Yeah.
But the thing I hate is that it's impossible to transfer high quality images on the internet for free. You just can't.
You can't fucking
You
do
just
that.
can't.
It's so fucking
Because
hard.
it either gets crunched or you have to pay a premium for it.
Like those stock photos websites.
Yeah.
I've had projects in like elementary school. They're just like, oh yeah, just use stock footage for your thing. And I'm like, just go on the stock photo website, and get all your images there. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's free. And I'm just like, all right, cool. And I go on there, and I'm like, $29 for a fucking picture of two people like clinking a coffee. The image looks beautiful. Like not a single fucking pixel. It practically looks like a fucking window. I'm looking at it, I'm just like, oh my god, there's two people just in my laptop fucking sharing a cup of coffee. But it's so fucking like, why do I have to pay for that shit just to get a good fucking high quality image? There should be some shit that I can use that like gets a great quality image. Not fucking crunched at all. Like lossless. Mm-hmm. But in this fucking day and age, you gotta pay for everything.
That's been my recent beef with vector files and EPS files. Because I'm at my new job where I'm doing like the plotting and vinyl cutting now. And we've been doing like sticker cutting. You've seen a couple.
Yeah. Randy works at a decal sticker. How would you even describe it?
It's kind of tricky. We sell a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
It's a weird company because we're just like a location. Like the main one is in Calgary, and we're just like the Mississauga location or whatever.
Yeah,
so we can ship things to like Quebec.
Yeah. And
we have that extra range, but it's just we sell like window tints, and like this thing called paint protection film. It's like this clear like vinyl wrap that goes over paint. Mm-hmm. That'll stay clear, that'll protect it, and it's like self-healing and shit.
Yeah.
It's new technology. It's hot. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Because hot off the press.
You can like scratch it and shit and just apply some heat, or even just let your car out in the sun for a couple of days and it'll just heal right over.
That's dope, man.
No problem.
real car wrap technology.
And so like we sell like bulk stuff, but we also have like this plotter machine with like company software to cut out car kits, like to cut out window kits, but I'm also cutting out like vinyl wrap kits and PPF kits for cars. So it's like I'll get an order in and it'd be like 2021 Ram 1500, whatever, and like the dude wants like just the left fender or some shit. It's like really specific, and then I have to put on like the right film and stuff. But my beef with it is when I'm trying to do stickers and like my own artistic shit, it's hard to get high quality vectors, because you need vectors because it's math.
Yeah.
It's not an image. It's math that can be like repositioned and scaled infinitely.
Yeah.
And that's good for stickers because I can make it as small or as big as I want and not worry about like the plotter fucking up because of pixels. And so we've been having to do this cheat sheet thing where we go to font websites and find like fonts that are pictures, and those are actually just vector files that are like free use because they're fonts.
Yeah.
And so you could use those and scale those up, and I put them on the plotter machine and make stickers.
So you just use fonts for every single time you need a sticker
as a fucking cheat sheet, because one of the only ways you could do it is you need certain programs like Adobe Illustrator, which you have to buy. There's no like free market way to make vectors or EPS files.
Yeah.
Like my coworker has Illustrator, which is kind of clutch, but I've been having to get pretty creative to do it.
That's finessing though.
Yeah.
You know? You found a loophole to
like,
fucking do your creative shit. Which
hey,
is great.
When money's on the line and money's in the way, you find a way. You could always find a way to do it without money.
You see, I could fucking appreciate that because we both are part of the hand-me-down used culture, you know? So we kind of we try to find our way to fucking make the most about most of what we got, right? Find the loopholes as much as we can. Like my little OtterBox trick that I found out from my friend is the best. It's how I got the phone case I've been using for this phone for literally since I got it, where you just don't tell anyone about this, guys, but you can go on the OtterBox website, pretend that you either broke or lost a case, right? Report it as either a refund or a fucking mostly an exchange, right? And they'll ask you pick the date that you bought your case, pick the date that you lost your case, and then they'll allow you to choose any case on their website. I'm talking $50 fucking cases, right? You can choose any one of those, right? And all you have to pay for is shipping. That's all you gotta do. And shipping, $12.
They don't ask for order receipts?
Nope. No receipts. It's the tiniest loophole, because literally I can't think of anyone that would have seen this, right? But I won't rat out my friend. But this dude was just like, yo, I just fucking found out a way to get essentially a free case, right? And I'm like, I love OtterBox because they keep my shit protected. And now I got this case I've been using for 2 fucking years. Almost 2 years. And that's the loophole. That's my little used mind, my hand-me-down mind going ooh, oh, there we go. Now I got my fucking case. Now I got everything. And now I'm just I'm always constantly on the groove of just trying to find better ways, better, cheaper, easier ways of doing things, right? Even at work, I take shortcuts at work. When I'm making lattes, when I have to make 2 tall lattes, I fill the steaming pitcher up to its max, because once I split it evenly, perfect amount of milk for each of them. Oof. Room for the espresso, room for the milk, and you still get the foam for each of them, That's a hack. That's a little Starbucks hack for all you Starbucks employees watching. That's what I got. That's my loophole.
When I used to work at a restaurant, I'd always have to find little cheat sheet ways of doing things quicker, because it was so fast paced. Things were constantly happening, so it was you kind of got to get into a rhythm. You got to get your system, and you gotta. I completely lost my train of thought. I'm glazed.
If for those who don't know, Randy took a big fat fucking bowl, but that's just the life of it. Sometimes you just gotta take a big fat
What it is.
It is what it that should have been the Cowboy Bebop. Fucking code where he just like smokes a cigarette. It's like, it is what it is. And then Jet's on the phone like, it is what it is. Oh, let's loop back to this type of shit, because when I look at you, Randy, I see a man of culture.
Oof.
I see a man of interest.
Oh.
I see a man straight from that good old 90s to 2000s culture. Do you see where I'm getting at here?
Where you're going.
And when, like, what you can say about anime, you could say a lot about for fucking music.
Oof.
Specifically.
Yes.
Let's get into it. 90s fucking hip hop. That's the shit right there. So and I know you think.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Ooh. It's hard to really say, but you know, I love me Wu-Tang. You know, let's preface this, right? A lot of people are gonna be out there saying like, oh, like new school doesn't hit as hard as old school, right? Like like old school is like way better than this fucking trap mumble jumble shit. Listen, not knocking on new shit, right? New shit slaps hard. You know, you got the best hip hop artists in the world working like right fucking now. I'm talking Thundercat. You know, rest in peace, Mac Miller. You know, you got Steve Lacy. You got all these great motherfuckers, right? We're not knocking on any of them.
Production quality is insane right now.
It's beautiful, but when it comes to the production that really like hits us hard in the heart,
in the soul,
90s old like hip hop is fucking beautiful. And Wu-Tang, that was like kind of like almost like my introduction to them, like to that era, right? Because, you know, it's like every rapper's like favorite rap group, right? Enter the 36 Chambers belongs on the National Music Registry list, right? Like, it is culturally, historically significant, like fucking Mozart, like the fucking Beatles, like the fucking Bee Gees. It belongs right up there, right?
Wu-Tang has so much importance to hip hop culture.
Yeah.
And modern hip hop culture, because they're part of the groups that really made it big. Because fuck, who doesn't love Wu-Tang?
Literally, who doesn't? Like, I
Nobody
can't think
carries
of a
the energy
single
like
fucking...
Wu-Tang.
They got like mad fucking energy. They did the shit where it's like, it's cinematic to listen to. Like, I have the Enter the 36 Chambers like vinyl, right? And when I sat down in my living room just bumping to that shit, just like everything from the start of tracks to the little interludes they have where it's just like, he's like, yo, roll the dice, man, yo, roll the dice. Or Method Man's like fucking most iconic, just ripping this guy's asshole open. It's just like that interlude. It
I'll sew your asshole close and keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you.
Like, it's so fucking good because like it sets you in the mood. It brings you into the atmosphere, like you're sitting in this room full of these people. Yeah, just recording this shit. And it's like fucking, it's beautiful. And even like you could see other people doing it, like Notorious B.I.G. I fucking love one of his interludes where it's literally like a 40-second clip of him just fucking a girl, right? And it sounds so visceral. It sounds so oily. It's raunchy, right? But like, it is so sexy when it just leads into a sexy motherfucking song.
I fucking love interludes.
It's so good. It's a lost art, honestly. Because I don't hear many things with interludes anymore. You know, it's like, I feel like albums should have this level of storytelling, this level of like atmosphere setting. And a lot of music just kind of does it. Like, when I think of music that doesn't need an interlude, I think of like Beach House. Beach House, they, with their tracks like on Depression Cherry, like it's already a mood in its own, right? But interludes introduce like a new part of it, like a more visual part of it, where you're just kind of like, you feel like you're really immersed into it, like you're sitting in a room as these people are just talking about shit. Like, the last person I saw to do it was Tyler, the Creator. he did it the most in like Flower Boy, in my opinion. But like in Igor, just the shit where like it's like a phone call and this person's just talking. It's like, man, like this fucking, this waste of talent it hurts my fucking spirit. Like it's just like there's no purpose with it having it there, but it sets the mood. It sets you into like where you are listening to this music, like how you should be like taking it in, right? I think it helps with that.
I want to get your opinion on skits in music and in albums.
Skits?
Because it's becoming like a trend now.
Really?
Yeah, in like hip hop albums where, like to fill up space, they'll put like a skit where it's just like a recording, like like it's kind of like like Kendrick's outros, like
yeah.
He acting mad as hell. I want your body. We got big old fat ass.
I honestly
it's like those, but entire tracks.
Yeah, it can hit or miss, in my opinion, because like the situations I think where it hits, like also relating to like the circa 90s, maybe like early 2000s type music, like MF Doom. Ooh, I know that we would not go through this entire podcast without mentioning MF Doom. Every rapper's favorite fucking rapper, straight up. Like, he, in Food, like, he had all these different skits, right? That were just standalone from their tracks, right? And they would always lead into it, like, and like, you could still hear it in some of his other music, too, where he'll intercut all these different like 50s like superhero supervillain samples, right? And those are like skits in themselves where it's like I must warn you, the villain Doom is going to kill us all. It's like, shut up, you peasant. Like it's such a weirdly out of place thing, but when you think of it in the terms of MF Doom as a character,
he's a mad villain.
Literally. Yeah, he's a mad fucking villain. Dude's like, it's so awesome to fucking hear. That's when it hits me, right? That's when like these little skits that otherwise on their own like wouldn't really mean much, right? But when they have music in between them, you're just like, oh, like I can get into this skit. I can get to this weird fucking like this weird ramblings of a madman, right? Because you're listening to some mad fucking shit. It's good. Like I love it. I think sometimes though he can overdo it. Like MF Doom versus Czarface, I think that's the one where he overdid it a little bit. Like really kind of honing in on that like comic superhero supervillain shit, and like even getting like special made recordings, right? Like just recorded like actual skits, right? It doesn't hit as hard as when he just intercut samples, like audio samples from these old cartoons. Like it feels,
they have that nostalgia to them.
Yeah, they
have that feel.
It's weird hearing that same voice going like, the villain MF Doom and Czarface face off once again. Like it doesn't hit as hard. But when you're just hearing it as like, Doom is coming and Doom will kill you all, like that shit is what like gets me. What about you? What's like your thingy with it?
My thing about MF Doom is I love his lyricism. I love how he just like Biggie Daisy chains words together. But more than just like, my whole thing about lyricism is it's been my like my craze.
Yeah.
My mad scientist passion is like lyricism and the structure of all of it, because not a lot of people know like rap is an acronym, like rhythm and poetry.
Damn. Really?
Yeah. Rhythm and poetry, RAP.
That's fucking...
Just like...
Dude, I didn't even know that.
Just like R&B is obviously rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Everything has its own, like... A lot of music genres has its own acronym, but, like... In the beginning of rap, they had so much... what's it called? Influence from literature. Because words and sentences have structures, but so do rhyme, because rhyme is kind of just like vibrations where it repeats.
Yeah.
And so once you start interlacing these lines where it's not just the ends of your bars that are rhyming, but then you can switch it up to each word or even each syllable.
Yeah.
And you can get these dense bars where it's like you can, like, their vocabularies are huge. They read. Like, Eminem read the dictionary, and that's what he would do to expand his vocabulary.
Yeah.
Because the more ways you have of saying things, the more rhymes you have. It's kind of like the more cards in your deck. The better Yu-Gi-Oh deck you have. Fuck it, just Exodia, that's it.
I got my fucking blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah, I think MF Doom is the Blue Eyes White Dragon of fucking...
No,
he really goes hard on it.
I'm sure you've obviously heard That's That.
Yeah. That is straight, like, fucking... Oh my god, how the fuck
did he write that? How did he write that?
It's insane. And, like, even, like, I want to bring up this guy, Aesop Rock. I've talked to you about him. But Aesop Rock, he's, like, this Brooklyn rapper. And he currently holds the record for most unique rhymes held by any rapper, like, ever. Right? That's a feat, right? And it's not even like there's someone just close behind him. He is fucking far. Like, I'm talking the most comparable person. Even MF Doom is below him, right? Like, the person below him is like 476. This dude's at 800. Like, over 800 different fucking rhymes, right? And when you see that number, you're like, that doesn't seem like a lot. You know, there's a lot of rappers that have a lot of albums, they have a lot of songs, they have a lot of different rhymes in it. Unique rhymes counts literally every single rhyme a person has made. It's no longer going like at and bat would be one rhyme, right? Any matching of that would not count. Like, it has to be like at, bat, fucking barricade, saricade. Like, this dude has managed to find a plethora of words that he picks and chooses from and still manages to make so many new rhymes. He's like almost like fucking Shakespeare. He's making fucking words up. Like, it's insane to me. Fucking, like, rhyming is such a power for any rapper to, like, really have, any poetry person to really have. When you can make your sentences unique, right? Something that really sticks into people's fucking heads. Like, for Aesop Rock, the most number one line to me is a line that doesn't even make any fucking sense. It's Cineplex Jesus, curse to the curly fry. That literally makes no fucking sense, but it sticks with me. It's a sentence created to stick, right? And, like, I'm sure there's a rhyme after that, but, like, you know, just that sentence alone, it has a hit to it. Cineplex Jesus, curse to the curly fry. Like, it has a hit every syllable, which is what makes it subconsciously feel good to hear and feel good to say, right? And dude's got a lot of breath control, too. Like, it is endless with him whenever he raps. It's fucking... It's dope.
Yo,
it's
one
great.
thing they don't tell you about rap is it takes training.
It does.
You need the lungs for it. You need stamina.
It's almost like being a theater person, right? Like, I watched Hamilton on Disney Plus with Claire, my girlfriend, and just like the amount of breath control these people have to constantly belt out in song. And it's funny because it also contains rap too. These dudes, like, fucking, they have to train. They have to train their entire posture. They have to train their lungs. They gotta train every single part of their body in order to deliver a line that hits every single time. Gets people crying, gets people laughing. Like, it takes an immense amount of breath control to really be, like, a rapper. To be, like, a musician, just in that case, right?
Mm-hmm. Because it's all timing too, because you can write something really good, but if you can't perform it, like, what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
And at that point, it almost becomes like an impossible puzzle.
Yeah.
And you just gotta train and build up to it. And it's that progress that's nice to see as an artist. Like, I go back and read my old notes, like my old writings and scribbles, and I was like, what the fuck was I doing? I had like there wasn't any type of direction towards it. I was just kind of like mixing around this or that. Mm-hmm. And it ruined the flow of it, even though it might have looked pretty or read nice. It didn't have like a structure beneath it, between the lines.
Yeah.
Something to make people think. Like, and what I'm writing now is kind of like an introspective look into what I think about the world. And how I was just like, fuck money. Fuck everything that's going on. I hate that we're so attached to these ones and zeros, and I hate my phone, kind of. Like I hate being on it all day. I'm so detached to it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everything's so hyper connected. It's different than from what things used to be. Like if you didn't see a person, you wouldn't talk to them for months just because you couldn't see them. Mm-hmm. And things have like expanded so quickly, and now you're connected to everyone you've ever known all at the same time. And so you're keeping up with them, and they're keeping up with you, and there's kind of this whole pressure of everyone watching.
Yeah. Like, I think it's very interesting, like, because I think a lot of people, like, truly hate, like, social media. Like, a lot of people will want to take breaks and stuff, but I think at this point, it's become almost impossible to do it. Mm-hmm. You'll see the TED Talk every now and again if someone's like, I stayed off my phone for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, then you have to go fucking back on, right? like it is hard to stop like being connected to a person. And it existed before, but it's never existed the way that it does now, where, like you said, you are constantly connected with these people, like at any given time, right? From across the fucking world to literally like right next door. You're constantly connected to these people. And like that shit can be bad. Mm-hmm. It can be bad to really instill in yourself that you constantly need to keep up, right? Like even people like I skip past stories
so much. Oh
yeah.
My god.
Like but that in a sense is still me trying to keep up with people's lives just in like a very quick way,
just to get a glimpse.
Yeah, but it is still kind of unhealthy because like I'm essentially forcing myself to do something that I didn't really want to do in the first place, right? I just felt this obligation to, right? Social media has crafted it to be like that, to constantly keep up with people and really like kind of not save time for yourself, you know? Mm-hmm. And capitalism and shit like that, just fucking money is worthless, dude. Money is fucking worthless.
Can we talk about the illusion of productivity?
Fucking go for it. Yeah, fucking like how would you define it? Because I'm a very dumb brain, you know, like, like the illusion of productivity.
Are you like the Easter egg head from Night at Museum?
Dum want gum. That's me fucking waking up in the morning and going to bed.
So basically, like, you're on TikTok.
Yes.
You see all those TikToks about side hustles, right?
Yes.
That's kind of it. It's kind of like how making money and being successful is kind of shoved onto us constantly. It's always like, hey, you need to be doing something, or like, what are you doing with your life? That's how I would TLDR the illusion of productivity. It's kind of like, it's a lot of pressure. Like I'm 19 and almost like, given my circumstances, yeah, I have to work hard and be a little more independent.
Yeah.
But there is also, I can't just be a teen. Like, I'm 19 and I feel like I've taken on a lot more responsibility than I should have. Or I feel like there's this constant stress of being successful really quick, really young. And we aren't able to just live and just experience these times. Because, fuck, the world's going to shit. There's plagues, there's fires, animals are going extinct, the water's not going to be good for too long. Then the water's going to flood us, and just fucking,
and we're all going to die.
And then aliens, because of that Israeli government. Did you hear that thing?
Yeah. That's fucking the Galactic Federation.
Do you remember hearing those theories back, like, years ago?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're just not ready, so they haven't contacted us. And oh, look what they said. We're not ready. So that's why they haven't contacted us.
God damn, dude. I mean, I can believe it. we're really not ready. Like, most people can barely handle fucking really, like...
They can't believe a virus?
Yeah, if people can't believe a virus or climate change or racism is bad, like, we're not ready. Why would a fucking alien want to talk to someone that literally hates, like, minorities? Like, it's just fucking...
It's your own race, just a slightly different shade.
You're practically wasting your time. People in Star Wars barely even do that. And they still do with fucking droids. Everyone just hates droids. They're just like, what a waste of metal he is. And the droids are just like, come on, man. I've been programmed this way. You don't have to fucking, like, stab me in the little mechanical heart I got in here. You don't have to be like that.
I feel like my life should have been during the time of space travel. Like, I was born in the wrong generation, but not back in time.
You want to be forward in time.
I just want to wander through space. That's all I want to do.
It's like, I wish I will be able to live in that future where we have fully, like, really built space travel to be, like, almost like a common day thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to the fucking Kepler beam. Fucking, I'm heading down to the fucking star court system in fucking Mars. Like how they doing Cowboy Bebop. Good fucking throwback. Like, that shit is so fun to visualize, to be like, oh yeah, like, there's aliens over here, there's aliens over there, you know, and we're all just fucking traveling on the same highway. You know, like, you wave hi, like, alien bus drivers probably wave hi to each other in the same way human bus drivers do. And that's a nice feeling to know. And I wish I could see that. Honestly wish I could. Like, but, you know, I'm stuck with this timeline. I'll make the most of it.
What would be your ideal timeline?
My ideal timeline?
Well, yeah, what's your dream timeline?
Here's the thing. The problem is that I've now grown and become fully knowledgeable of, like, the past, knowing full well that if I existed in that time, I would not fucking make it past, like, 1 week. It's like, you know, you look at me, and then, like, every Canadian American fucking, like, every white person will be like, shouldn't you be in the fucking zoo like we kept you in 1930s when we had literal Filipino zoos? Yeah, motherfuckers. Y'all had fucking Filipino zoos. Zoos meant to keep, like, people like me chained up so people could look and say, look at the little jungle kid. Like, fuck, man. That sucks. I can't, it's like, because I would want to be in the little flapper era, the 1920s. That'd be dope. You know, everyone's partying, having a good time. But frankly, this fucking face, this skin tone, won't even pass.
My name? My last name? No.
It's like, literally, like, you might as well go to hell. At the very most, like, when I was a kid, I used to want to be part of the 80s, right? Like, because that culture always, like, fucking really, like, strummed a chord with me. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I love the visualization of everything, the neon, the fucking, like, the griminess of it almost that kind of stayed from the 70s. You know, there's still, like, there's the fucking war on drugs that was happening, you know, but everyone was still smoking weed, everyone was still drinking and shit, you know. It's the rebel era, but, you know, would not make it past. You know, with the Reagan administration, oh fuck no, would not make it. But my ideal timeline would be almost like an unrealistic one, like one where we're all kind of like in harmony, almost just kind of fucking chilling out. We don't really care about each other's races because, you know, now we got aliens. You know, I would want to be part of the timeline where we have fully mastered, like, our human technology to the point where it still feels comfortable and not dystopian, you know, like how many movies and TV shows portray it, where it's just like, there's a big leader, dictatorship, government that's controlling us, and there's androids that took our jobs and everything. It's like, no, I want to be able to go to a fucking Burger King, see an android there, and say, yo, what's up, man? Can I get a Whopper? And it's like, you got it, bro.
Got it.
You got it, bro. Did you hear the new ASAP Rocky album? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. It was dope.
Did you peep that new Travis?
It's like, wanna get a dub in Fortnite later? It's like, yeah, dude. Fucking like I want to be in a future where human technology has like really gone to the point where it's become more of like a help rather than a defect, right? Because the way that we have it now is new phones, new technology constantly comes out, right? And everyone always feels the need that they need to get the new shit, right? I want there to be a time where like anything will settle. Like absolutely anything. If someone has a fucking cassette tape, oh, fucking great for them. You know, I got the fucking holographic Xbox 360. But, you know, it's dope if you got the OG Xbox. We can play Halo 2 on that. We can play Halo 10 on ours.
It's like one guy's got a holodeck and the other guy has the viewfinder where you click and see the next slide.
Like, it's literally like, that'd be dope. Mm-hmm. Like, I want a comfortable time in technological history. I think that's the type of timeline. What about you?
My timeline? My dream timeline would have like a lot more unity and a lot less bullshit. Because I just feel like from the beginning of time there's just always been confusion and we haven't known what to do with it. Or just like obviously things get rewritten and there's lines and it's just like, oh, I wish we were smarter than this. I wish we all just kind of like did better and banded together, because imagine how far we could actually be right now.
Literally.
If there wasn't all this capitalism bullshit and if the fucking scientists got as much funding as the military. Someone did the math, you'd only need like an eighth of the US military budget to send everyone to college.
Literally, like it's putting the full resources towards the things that will better like society and humanity rather than sticking with, you know, like these different ideologies.
I wish there's a different way we could do resources other than money.
Yeah.
Or trading. There's got to be some better way.
We haven't gone to that point yet.
There has to be, because I don't know, man. Like the way we're doing it now is terrible. Like it's not real.
Yeah.
It's creating greed and one and like I wouldn't call myself a communist, but I have a lot of communist influence, of course, because like I feel like the real ideology of it is getting rid of greed.
Yeah.
And that's really it, because that gets in the way of happiness so much, especially in the way it's instilled now, where it's like you got to get a job to live, you got to pay taxes. Just existing costs money.
Yeah.
You can't just exist in any shape or form and without stress or worry.
Yeah.
There's no freedom.
Literally.
It's like, I'm 19 and I work a 9 to 5. Monday to Friday.
Just constantly.
Full time.
How my history teacher put it is like, communism on paper is like a great fucking idea. Possibly one of the greatest ideas ever. Right? Which is a risky thing for a history teacher to say, but my history teacher was dope as hell. But it's just like, but when it was done, under the certain people it was done, it got fucked up, right? But like, keeping with the ideology of it, just completely removing greed from society, it has the best chance of like bettering it, right? Like you can live in a world where you live as equals, regardless of anything, right? Regardless of like the job that you work or the person that you are, you know, you get the equal opportunity, right? Which I think it's like, it's nice. And so many people like want to fucking constantly fight over it. Like, my fucking belief is better than yours. I was like, nah, man, we're all part of the same fucking thing, you know? Except like racism. That in and of itself is a horrible ideology. Like, it is a disrespectful one, like, to have, especially as a human. Like, I don't get how people can put it as their own belief, right? But everyone's constantly fighting over what they think is like better. Like, the liberal versus the conservative, the Democrat versus the Republican, the capitalist versus the communist, or the socialist, or the fucking endless, right? Like, I hate that we fight over it, you know, and we can't just be chill with each other. Like, we can't just really be equal. And instead it's stuck between you and I talking in a room, pretty much alone, right? But it's nice, nonetheless, to feel like there's at least equalness in here, you know?
There is, and like, you can get that equalness in your life, and like in your daily life, and in your intimate and your personal life. But I feel like bringing back that whole hyper connectivity, everyone is worrying about the entire world too, because how can you not nowadays?
Yeah.
Fucking COVID-19, there might be a COVID-20. It's fucking
So much shit.
vaccines are fucking people up. We're gonna play the rudest game of economy catch up. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to pay back CERB.
None of us are.
Nobody is.
But like, we're stuck. We're stuck with it, right? That's the torture of it all. You'll want to get out of it, but you're stuck in it. You kind of just have to go through it.
You have to accept it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't what I want. This isn't what it could be. It should be a lot better, but like, this is the system we're in.
Yeah. We're not in the timeline that we think we deserve, right? It's not the worst timeline. I don't like it when people say like, oh, we're living the worst timeline. You know,
It could be a lot
people
worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. There's a lot of timelines out there. There's a lot of universes, right? This is just the one that we don't want to be in. That's fine. You know, we can craft a better one. Like, I want to craft a better one for my kids, you know? I want to craft a life, an entire lifetime that they get to enjoy, right? And just really get into it, you know?
Whichever way I can influence the next generation, or even our generation, just anybody, honestly, just giving them the right mindset.
Yeah.
To like see things from all perspectives, and like everything is what it is. Like, there's this other. Have you read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho?
No, I have not.
It's this really interesting book I read for this class that I didn't see all the way through, but I still read the book anyways because it was cool. It's about this shepherd in Tunisia who he really wants to explore, but his whole life he's just known these plains and has just been wandering village to village, just selling his wool from his sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And like one day he gets these omens and like he starts finding his life. I won't say too much because I think you would like it, and I encourage you to give it a read because it's actually not that long. It's really digestible. And what was I talking about?
You're talking about The Alchemist.
Oh yeah. So they had this thing. He ends up in like Egypt, and there's a saying maktub. It means it is written. How everything that has happened, is happening, will happen, has already been written down, has already been seen out. The course has already been set. Like the same God that wrote the good in your life wrote the bad, and he didn't write the bad to write the bad. He just wrote it all, and that's how you have to see it. It just all is. Everything just kind of exists. And I feel like another thing that stems from it is like as a person with undiagnosed ADHDs, you kind of like accept things as now or never. It's like we have this thing with pain where it's like we accept pain really quickly because we see it as a permanent thing. It's like, oh, this is what I'm going through. I'll just get used to it. And so that's kind of how you can see life too. It's just like it all is.
Yeah. It is written.
It is written.
Damn. It's God, I love this podcast. It's great because that's such a nice way of looking at it, right?
Because it's not to say like if God is so good, why did he let these bad things happen? It's just like
it's already been set.
It's been set. It's been created. The course has been set. We can do our best to influence and change, and we should strive for better. And it's just like I want to fight for a better generation. I want to be that person eventually, or at least do some good in some way to set a better path. Yeah.
In the end, everything is written. Damn. That's some shit that's gonna keep me up at night. Just thinking about.
You should read it, man.
I'm definitely gonna fucking read it. Everyone watching this, listening to this, should also fucking read it, because there's so many times in my life where I always feel like, God, why the fuck is this happening? what did I do to deserve it? And that just filled me with a sense of like, no, I didn't deserve it. It was just, it's happening. It just happened.
I had a conversation like this with my coworker today about how we were talking about like how we didn't come from families with a lot, right? And sometimes we find ourselves in these moments of envy, looking at other people who have things we didn't, like great functioning families, or just like well off, or didn't have to worry about certain things, like worrying about where the next meal was gonna come from. Like we get envious and kind of angry. It's like, oh, fuck you, but it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Because it's all random chance.
Yeah.
And like I got dealt a random hand, you got dealt a random hand, everyone got dealt a random hand.
It could feel rough. It could feel like a rough fucking hand. But, it's a hand nonetheless. It's still what you get. Mm-hmm. And you just gotta make do. Mm-hmm. We got our loopholes. We got our used phones.
We got our cheat sheets.
Yeah, we got our cheat sheets. It ain't half bad, right? Could be worse, right? It's better than not doing anything.
The way I like to see it, have you ever read any stuff about Buddhism?
Yes, I did. I learned about it in world religions.
I love the whole community of Buddhism, because when you really like read into it and go beyond surface level, it gets pretty deep, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Remind me what I was talking about.
Buddhism.
Before that.
You were talking about. Fuck me. You're just dealt like what you're dealt. Like, it's all random chance.
Oh, I was gonna say, basically, this is what I meant to live through this lifetime. And in Buddhism, they talk about this thing called the spiritual community. How like once you kind of like unlock your soul, and like they say, meditation is preparation for death. That's a quote from a quote from Midnight Gospel. Mm. Which kind of makes sense, because
I love Midnight Gospel. Because
in essence, you just exist in your purest way by not existing at all, and meditation is kind of the purest way we can get into it. But whenever I get in those moments of envy, I try and look at it in the way of, this is what I was meant to live through this lifetime to teach me certain lessons, to like purify or taint my soul. A lifetime is either going to do that.
Yeah.
And so, like, it can be shitty, and then I'm fucking 19, working a 9 to 5, while I see these other people who are, like, used to getting all these things, and, like... But this is what it is for me, and it's taught me lessons. It's taught me independency. It's taught me strength. It's taught me street smarts and being wise. And to always ask questions and doubt things.
Yeah.
Like, especially things that are sold to you. That's why I didn't go the uni route. Because I looked at it objectively. I'm going to spend 4, 5, 6 plus years. Who even knows how long it's going to take me to end up finishing the degree. Be in lifelong expanding debt, because it's going to keep accumulating with interest.
Yeah.
And keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm never going to be able to pay it off. For something I might not even like. Because everything is so set. Like, the prerequisite system is kind of fucked. I personally did not like it, because it's like, fuck, what if I change my mind? I'm only getting out of school at like 17, 18. That's kind of young, don't you think?
Yeah. Damn.
So I looked at it objectively as like, I could do that, or I can take my time to do it on my own and like because I always felt like self-education, I learned more. It stuck with me better.
In a lot of ways, it always does. Mm-hmm. Like I talked about how I learned guitar like a while ago, and it was like I literally taught myself. Right, I tried watching videos of people saying, all right, this is the E string, this is the A string, and all that. And just like, it didn't stick with me as much as like just looking at a chord chart and just seeing how to place my fingers and going like, okay, yeah. Like self-education. When you like, even when people do this, like I always do this where like I'll have a random thought in my head late at night and I'll pull out my laptop and search up real quick like what the fuck is this? like I just think to my, like I'm sleeping and I think to myself, fuck, how do they make wicker baskets? Like, is it handmade? Is it machine made?
Machine? Can the machine not like that?
I learned from Claire, not even from like online, that baskets are all handmade. Every single basket that you get is all handmade.
Even like the shitty ones from Dollarama?
Exactly.
Every basket.
Because there hasn't been a way to make it like really like machine made efficiently, right? Hands are the ones that work the best, weaving those straw and like all that sticks and wood into place to make a basket, right? Or just shit like, fuck, how'd they film that one scene in Star Wars, right? Where like there's a CGI rendering of the Death Star before CGI really existed. I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? And it's literally like 2D animation made on a computer, right? Just like frame by frame, scan by scan, right? And that's how they made it. And I was like, damn. And it paved the way for CGI. Because production saw that and was like, how'd you do that? How'd you make that? And if you notice, since Star Wars, there's always that level of like computer animation that's always there, right? That like isn't technically CGI yet, but it's in its early stages, right? So it's just like, damn, it's just like interesting. Like self-education is what sticks with a lot more people than just hearing someone really teach about it, right? Not to say like teaching is like less effective. It's just like more people feel like a goodness in finding out for themselves rather than like someone else really like telling them, right? Mm-hmm. Just kind of like doing your own research and shit like that.
It's that instilled passion of like you wanting to figure it out, you going through the process of figuring it out, and then you get that reward, you get that serotonin, you get those happy
like, yes, I finally know, and then like you don't even need to tell anyone, but you'll feel smart as fuck if someone ever asks, right?
I love growth just for the sake of growth.
Yeah,
like
shit.
My photography eventually, of course, I want to turn into a career, but I love doing it just as a hobby.
Yeah.
To like instill those images with a feeling, like an emotion. Like you read my captions. I always write like I always ramble about something, and that something is always connected to the vibe I get from the photo or the feeling or what I was thinking about when I was taking it. And I like putting that little life into it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about like handmade and like personally crafted and like hobbies and passions.
It's kind of it's the context to what like a piece of art holds, right? Like even like just little drawings that I do, I like to I can remember what I was thinking when I was drawing this stupid doodle I made on a fucking receipt, right? I was just thinking to myself, damn, that'd be kind of funny, right? Or like that looked kind of cool, like this shape for the pants and a big ass shoe and like a fucking really tiny body, you know? And when you see it all laid out, you can literally see yourself going through like the steps of drawing it, right? And you get to explain that to someone, right? Really put like a full story behind every single thing that you make, right? Claire definitely feels the same way with like every painting that she makes, you know? There's always something in her head that's going like, there's a reason why I wanted to do this, so it could look like this, so it could relate to this, you know? It's just like, context is great. Context is good to have in art, you know?
Well, that's also kind of like the freaky thing about art is that it's a lot of psychology.
Yeah.
It's a lot of subtle contexts that hit you and make you interested in the piece. That'll make you feel a certain way, like hues of colors and color palettes. And, even they say like drawing is not what you draw, but how you draw. Like everything from not how you draw a head. It's like each individual line.
Yeah.
How you do your curves and your edges. the only like one of the few things that was like really sticking from my old restaurant job was this quote from the CEO, which is weird. I'd never expected this quote from the CEO to stick with me for so long. It's the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
The way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Yes, because the things you do nonchalantly speak upon how you do those things with focus. It's the things you do like unconsciously without thought.
Yeah. And it just relates to what you do when you really like hone in on something, when you're really like putting your energy behind something.
Like when I'm editing a photo and like I've been really like with that little clip I did of you.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get like a Cowboy Bebop, Clint Eastwood type vibe. And I was like, I really wish I had like a video, and was like, let me work with what I have. Because I have a bunch of like quick snapshots, so I was like, okay, if I play them frame by frame, I can kind of do something.
Yeah.
And then I just took into some free editing software, because fuck, I couldn't afford anything. DaVinci wasn't working for some reason, it just wasn't installing. So I used Shotcut. And I like YouTubed a bunch of tutorials about how to do like motion graphics and effects and film reels and overlays, and I was just like so engrossed in it and enthralled and filled with passion that, you know, sometimes you don't always get, and it's those things you just kind of live and love, and it's just like, oh fuck yeah, I made this. And I learned how to do all those things, and now this opens me up to a world of things, because now I can learn how to do that in other softwares, and now when I do videos I can do edits like that. So it's like I can learn eventually how to do sick-ass music videos.
It's growth, man.
Right?
It's good. It's fucking... It's... Dude, I love you. That's literally it. Like, it's fucking... You really are a truly, like, creative, like, person. You really put, like, your thought behind, like, every single small thing. Which is... what creators, like, they don't show, but they should show. You know, just the smallest fucking details, the smallest of anything. Like, really hone in on, like, those different little ideas. Which is why I just love the shit that you do. You always got fucking something to say. And it's good.
I can't wait for you to see what I'm doing next.
Whew.
I can't wait for you to see
Tell
what
it
I'm
to the
doing.
fucking audience.
I can't. It's a surprise. It's a surprise for everyone. That's just a little tidbit of hype to just like get you like worried and questioning in the back of your mind.
Dude, I hate that. That's why I fucking hate Christmas. And I was like, oh, I cannot wait to show you what I got you for Christmas.
I'm terrible with
like,
presents.
Fuck me. Like, I mean, I'm always excited for anything that you fucking do.
I'm terrible with presents. I'm always the type to say, I just want to give it to you now.
Literally. It's like, why can't I just do that? Why can't I just be like, oh, I saw this thing in the store and I want to give it to you now instead of fucking Christmas. Like, let's just do something else on Christmas. I'll give you your shit now.
Like, me and my sister swapped like Amazon wish lists and like surprised each other with something random, and her gift for me arrived like days ago. And it's sitting under my desk and I want to open it so fucking bad. But I can't because I have to wait till Christmas.
I literally feel like a little kid whenever I see shit like that. I'm just like, God damn it, I just want to fucking... I want to know.
I know. It's this big... it's one of 3 things. It's like a Bluetooth wireless Sennheiser headset that I found on sale for $99.
Oh, God, Sennheiser. My hubby.
A knife set.
A knife set?
Because you need a good knife set. Especially a wide range of knives.
Oh,
and
I just want a cleaver.
A 16-inch rainfall shower head.
What?
So it's just like this square panel.
Oh my God.
With like a bunch of tiny nozzles. So it's just because
that's that Blade Runner shower.
Because like we take showers together, right? And we want to stay warm.
Yeah.
And some shower heads are tiny. The AOE, the area of effect, is tiny. You don't get it all.
It's like standing in the rain with someone.
Right? It's just gonna be
feels so much better.
It's just gonna be over us and raining down. I won't have to worry about, hey, let me stand in the water.
Full coverage, man.
Yeah, and I want to open it so bad because it could honestly be either of those three things. They're all about the same size, probably.
Hey man, Christmas is coming up, you know.
Christmas.
So
I'm really excited for Christmas in
I'm
Alicewood
excited for
Court.
Christmas. Yeah, Alicewood Court, the good old house. People are gonna dox us now. Where are we at right now? God damn, an hour 30.
Oh shit.
That's dope. That is now the longest podcast I've had. So, I mean, I don't know about you. I've pretty much exhausted
I'm good.
my talking point. That was a great ass talk.
I didn't even notice it's been an hour 30. What the fuck?
That's the effect. A lot of people just don't notice how long it's going, right? It's only until now that I realize it's been going on for so long. And also, you're fucking zooted. You're fucking.
Time's been passed. Time does not exist.
Well, to cap it off, I guess exactly at an hour 30. Why don't you let the people know if there's anything going on in your life? This is the good old hot one, Sean Evans plug
You do
time.
a real good Sean Evans.
Like that's a fucking compliment. But like anything that you really wanna tell people, like to look forward to, or just like, you know, just plug your Instagram or fucking anything.
You can catch me on Instagram at Randall is my handle. There's dots between all the words, but you'll find me. I'm the first one. I'm the only.
I'll put you down in the description for sure.
I'm the one and only Randall is my handle.
God bless.
Right now I'm just really focusing on this move, but once we get settled in, I really want to hone in on finishing a bunch of projects I've had on the back, like the back burner.
And I'll be there.
I really want to expand. I want to do a lot. I want to move in like streaming, possibly doing video highlights. I think we could do some funny shit. I think we could do some funny shit.
Oh fuck yeah! I can't wait to do some shit with you.
In the living room, put up like a co-op game and just like record our reactions.
So good. Put a green screen behind us so we're like in the game too. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, please show my boy Randy some love because this man is fucking. He's beautiful. But anyways, that's the end of this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as I did listening to my fucking boy. Yeah, I fucking loved it too. But anyways, fucking good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever time you're in. So see ya at the next fucking episode. Peace. Fuck yeah. Alright.